Hello, this is Faith at Faith and Books. I don't know what the lighting is like in this situation. But anyway, I'm going to do the A tag, which was started by Jim at Jim's Books Reading and Stuff. And he didn't really tag me, but he did say in his video that he tagged anybody that was watching. So I wasn't gonna do a video this week because June has just been a crazy month so far. Right at the beginning of it, I got hit by a really severe attack of sciatica. So I've just been in pain and barely able to walk, and it hurts to sit, so I'm gonna make this quick. Anyways, that has been surreal because you can't sleep with sciatica, so I'm like really sleep deprived and my sleep schedule is all messed up because I'm napping during the day and then I'm awake for hours at night. So that's messed me up. Hopefully I can start physical therapy very soon. But also things are just feeling really surreal right now because my father-in-law passed away yesterday. He went into hospice. Oh, my leg. He went into hospice, not this Sunday, but the Sunday before. And then over the weekend, he was declining. And because I'm under the weather, my husband just has been going. Also, it's been weird because of COVID. You know, they're just starting to lift the restrictions. And so I haven't seen him I think I saw him once during all of COVID. I mean, we went to the beach. We actually took him to the beach last summer. Oh my gosh. Is that how long it's been? Oh. Anyway, so then my husband has been in this really intense high stakes hearing for weeks now, and it's just eating him alive. He needs a vacation. They pull him out of that on Monday, yesterday, to tell him that he better come. So he went, and he was there when he passed away. And so now we're all feeling kind of surreal, like what are we supposed to, like it hasn't hit us yet. Of course, he's 89, he lived a long, good life. He died peacefully, but still, he was like a big element. And my husband's mother passed away several years ago of cancer. So, and my father-in-law, so now he's an orphan, you know. And my father-in-law had gotten COVID last Thanksgiving, and he's literally been in and out of the hospital ever since then. So anyway, it was his time to go, but we're all kind of, you know, you don't know what to feel or what to do. You're going along with your regular stuff, and then you think, oh, Granddad's dead, you know. Anyway, it's that weird time. So and this sounds trivial, but the cicadas are like nightmarish. Like the first couple of weeks, it was like, okay, this is nothing bad. But it is like a plague. They're everywhere. They get in the house. They get all over your doors. So you can't get in and out of the house. You can't drive. I mean, you can drive, but they like slam into your car. And they're gross. They're really big bugs. When they get smashed, they're just dead all over the place. They stink. It's just horrible. And the sound is so loud. And it sounds, my sister said, it sounds like the soundtrack to a 1960s like space invading movie or something, like just this really loud rattling sound. I don't know if you can hear it, but even with all the windows closed, you can still hear it. Anyway, so it's just been really surreal this June. So I thought, why not do a tag? This is kind of a lighthearted tag. I'm going to do it quickly so I can stand up again because it's hard to sit. I either have to be lying down or walking. So the first prompt is, so everything has to do with letter A. First one is, A is for America. What do you consider the great American novel? Everybody had really good answers and reasonings behind it. And I decided to go for My Antonia by Willa, Cather, because it's about the immigrant experience, but it's also about the settlers out west. So I just felt it was like, had a lot of iconic American themes in it. So that's my answer. And it's very, very nostalgic and sad. So My Antonia by Willa, Cather, I'm going to say is the great American novel. 2, A is for arc. Which character in literature has the most interesting character arc? And I was having trouble thinking of one, but then I decided both Elizabeth and Darcy in Pride and Prejudice, because you think that they're one way, and then they both learn and grow, or maybe they weren't what you thought they were to begin with. You know, maybe Elizabeth wasn't quite as acute and astute as she thought she was, and maybe Darcy wasn't as, stuck up as everyone as he was portrayed. So I don't know. They change, or we find out more about them, and so I think that's what makes that story interesting, is the change that goes on. So I'm going to say Pride and Prejudice for arc, for story arc. 3A is for Australia. What was the last book you read by an Australian author? This, I realized that I haven't read much lately. I went through a real Neville Shute period. I remember reading The Florin Birds and Tim. And I remember reading other books set in Australia. I remember there was one really wonderful one about these children who get lost. And there's an Aboriginal, I don't know what the proper polite term is, but an Aboriginal person, indigenous person, is going on his walkabout, and he finds these children, and they're trying to survive out in, I don't know, what do you call it, the bush or the desert. But those were all many, many years ago. I don't think I've read an Australian author. So thank you, Jim, because I'm going to try to put an Australian author on some future TBR plans. So number 4, A is for Austen. What do you plan to read? Oh my gosh, my leg is hurting. I have to shift. Okay, A is for Austen. What do you plan to read for Jane Austen in July? You know what? I had decided that I'm just going to I'm not participating in Jane Austen in July. I love Jane Austen, and, in my 40s, I'm 61, at my 40s, I went through this avid Jane Austen 10-year, major obsession. And I just have worked it all out of my system, and I still appreciate it. I'm going to watch everybody's videos because it's fun to talk about Jane Austen, but I'm not going to plan to read anything by Austen this July. I want to read other stuff. Prompt number 5, A is for automobile. What is your favorite literary automobile? I couldn't believe nobody said Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I've only seen a few videos, but Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, come on. Or what about, is it Toad of Toad Hall, his automobile from The Wind in the Willows? I'm going to go with those two. All right, 6, A is for anonymous. What is your favorite book or poem published anonymously? And it's the, how does it go? Desiderata? The Desiderata? Oh my goodness. I'm going to link to it below because I'm suddenly blanking on it. But it's this beautiful, it's not a prayer exactly, but it's just words of wisdom to how to live your life. And it's supposed to be anonymous. And it used to be the thing to hang it in your house. Like, I would go to people's houses and it would be in their bathroom or in a hallway or something. The Desiderata. I'm going to find it and link to it below. But that's my favorite thing by somebody who published anonymously. 7, A is for autobiography. What was the last autobiography you read? Oh, I should have thought more about these questions. Well, the last one that I really remember clearly is Beverly Cleary's 2 books on her life. What were they called? The Girl from something Hill and On My Own 2 Feet. The Girl from, I can't remember. It begins with a K. Anyway, I'll link to those below too. But that's the most recent autobiography, or it's memoirs, that I remember reading. Yeah, I mean, I just read a biography, but that was a biography of Beatrix Potter. I read that this year, but I don't really remember, so I'm gonna save that one, or those 2. And then prompt number A is for audiobooks. Do you consider listening to an audiobook as reading? I mean, you've consumed the book, right? You've listened to the words that were written. You know the story. You know the writer's style. So you've encountered the book, but you haven't done it physically by reading. You've done it by listening. So I don't know. It isn't technically reading, but you've still encountered the book, and now you know the book. So I don't think it's too dissimilar from reading. So I'm gonna include it. I think because it's a book you know, even if you haven't physically read it. So I guess I do consider it reading a book because it's getting to know a book. It's encountering a book, and in a deep way, as if you were reading it. So I'm going to say yes, I'll consider it reading. So that's it, and I'll just tag anybody. I know everybody's done this. Now we're on to other letters of the alphabet. I just felt like doing something since I'm up in my room convalescing. I thought, why not? So I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos. So that's it for me. I hope you're doing well, and happy reading. Bye.